YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate. Welcome back to 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dealing with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, we're taking a look at day number 89, that last dozen decks of the 100 days this season. And we're taking a look at Paleozoics. Good old Paleozoics, some trap cards. I like to interrupt the opponent, and every time I activate a new trap card, hey, I get my monsters back from the grave and I can use them for all sorts of things. So we got ourselves a Paleozoic deck. Thanks to Mr. Deverick Phillips. Big shout out to that guy. He gave us a whole bunch of decks for these last few days, and this is one of them. And it's a nice one because we got not only the Paleos on the docket here, we also have some Nimble action. Nice deck to combine with level 2s. We got a little bit of Frogs on the side, a Sprig of Sprite. I want to go full Sprite today, but a Sprig of Sprite will work. And we got some other snarky combos and tech cards. So we're going to be looking at EDO Pro, showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. And we'll have ourselves a good old time with this deck. So, of course, if you want the whole deck list, it's at the end. But for now, let's head on into the action, show off all what this baby can do. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. We want to be going first as often as we can, because Paleos are very much a set-em-up sort of deck. I do have some combos for going second. Not as many, but I've got some. None of them at the moment. This is very much a going first hand here, but maybe my opponent will break. We'll find out. Also, I forgot to say at the beginning, Today's Good Friday, everybody. Happy Good Friday to all. You know, don't just have a good Friday. Have a great Friday. That's how we say. All right. So, as we do, my opponent didn't do much, and that's fine by me. Let's go ahead and set some stuff up. I have my Sprite Pixies I can summon to make a rank 2. That is true. I could do that. And I can play my traps from hand with my good pal Opabinia. But I don't really want to do that. Not just yet. I'd rather be snarky about it. So we're just going to set some cards up. And let me think here. Why not? Let's just set up a couple cards. We'll end our turn there. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes. Depends on what my opponent's playing, of course. But, you know, I've got my Scapegoat. Good old spell just to summon a bunch of tokens. One of our snarky decks. Ooh, it's Spirals. 'Twas not expecting the Spirals. Not in this day and age. Not in this day and age. Unless I've joined a wrong room by mistake and this has no ban list equipped. In which case he's going to be running me over, but we'll see. Good old Spirals. Machine dupe. Is that a once per turn? I don't think it is. Why you would need 3 of them, I don't know. But okay, so we're up against some kind of Spiral deck, where my opponent is going to... Well, I guess he doesn't really need to do that effect more than once. But okay, Spirals indeed. Always like playing Spiral. I like playing them on Master Duel, because you can still play a Master Plan on there. So yeah, he's going to make his double Helix. The minute he summons that, however, I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to discard one of my cards to banish the double Helix, because I got Dynamicious. One of the better Paleozoic monster traps, trap monsters, whatever you want to call them. I just discard a card and I can banish a card. In this case, I'm going to ditch Canadia, though, because now if I play another trap card, then my Paleos are going to go back. That's the idea of the Paleozoics. You activate a normal trap while they're in the graveyard, then they can revive themselves. It's a very nice effect. Let's see. Spiral in the grave, add it to the hand. Well, sir, you activated a trap. So, yeah, let's summon back our Dynamicious. You've activated a trap, sir. It's time for my Paleos to come back. Oh. I see. Alright, fine. You gotta banish my Dynamicious? He was gonna get banished when he left the field anyway. He doesn't care. Dynamicious is fine with this. He's fine. Alright. My opponent has some snarky text, but I have snarky text too. Alright. But we should be good here. I mean, I'm going to be able to make my big old link. I've got another Dynamicious if I need it. And more importantly, I have Nimble Momunga. You know, you might wonder why we have Nimble Momunga. It's because. Why not? We're playing the Nimbles. Let's play the OG. He's on the sleeves. He's on the sleeves, and therefore, it is a good thing we have him today. Let's see. What do I want to make? Usually this is just the part where I make Avermax to give my monsters a bit of protection. And that's probably what we're just going to do. You know, Avermax, one of my favorite Link monsters, because he's really easy to make. Surprisingly, not like when he was created, harder to make. Nowadays, very easy to make. And let's see, do I want to make let's just set Hallucigenia. That'll work just fine. Let's attack. Go forth, Momonga, taste blood. Or oil, or whatever's powering this thing. I'm gonna guess it's some kind of oil. It might be solar powered, but I doubt it. I kind of doubt that. Alright, but we'll attack our opponent directly, and that should be good for now. I mean, if my opponent tries to do anything, I've got Dynamicious. I can banish his cards whenever I'd like, and then I'll get my traps on the board, and then I can start going to my Paleozoic Seas monsters. You can make them with anything that's level 2, but when you use the traps, then your Exceeds get even stronger. Let's see, no, not yet. I have many things I can do here. I've got Dynamicious. I also still have Pixies, which, other than the fact that I can just special summon the guy, he's really good as a hand trap. If my low-level monsters battle, then I can discard this, and my monster, basically, it's like an Honest. It's Honest for level 2 monsters. It's a very nice card, if I happen to need it. Will I need it is a hard question. Maybe, but I doubt it. Alright, so you're going to go for Spyral Gear Drone again, and now he's going to try and summon out his Agent Helix again. And the one good thing for me is Dynamicious very good for interrupting these combo decks that require certain cards on the board. Kind of the best thing about him. Be like, I have another one. Sorry, Mr. Spyral guy. I know you're trying really hard to make your deck work, and I appreciate you. Oh, what does this do? Target face-up card upon controls, place it on top of the deck. Okay, well, you activated a trap, sir, so my Canadian comes forth. I summon forth a Canadian. What say you to that? Alright. Gonna recover more stuff. That's fine by me. It's fine by me. Let's summon forth our Paleozoic Canadian. And, yeah, I gotta discard a card, but that's fine. I've got to get my Momonga back next turn. Things will be good from there. Things will be good. Let's see. Target face-up monster on the field. Okay. So what we're going to do here, actually, I'm going to activate Hallucigenia. I'm going to target my Canadian. That way, its attack's going to get reduced, but I don't really care. I just want another monster on the board. You know, that's the nice thing about Hallucigenia. It does not just target your opponent. Targets anybody. So now I've got my Nimble Momonga, and I can almost summon Nimble Momonga. And I could just run him over here and now, but, you know, I have other things. I mean, I want to at least talk about, like, a Paleozoic, I can't say his name. I'm talking too fast. Paleozoic Anomalous Man. He's pretty good. He can excavate cards, and if I get traps, I get to draw them. More importantly, I have Opabinia, who's, like, the more important monster. He can just get any monster trap that we want. Get any of our I keep calling them monster traps, because in Paleozoics, they're both. They're monster and trap as one. Well, that's not what they are at the moment, but you get the idea. What is this doing? Oh, Spiral Rescue, of course. I mean, not that it's going to matter. I have more than enough damage for game, my brother. Battling with tiny monsters, and that's what we do with this deck. And also, Avermax is here too, but, you know, he's just here as a shield. He is the shield for my tiny monsters. Okay, so I don't want to end it, though, but I really should just end it today. I've got a pretty good 3-0 streak going right now, and I'd like to keep it going a little longer. So, good for duel number 1. You get an idea of what we're trying to do here today. We didn't go for any of the Exceeds just yet, but that is the main plan of this deck, is to go for the Exceed summons. So, let's go for duel number 2, show off more of that, and, you know, it's pretty easy to get them on the board. All I just need to do is, you know, commit to doing that, and it'll be all good. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. I forgot to turn on the music, but that's fine. I mean, does the music make it better? I don't know. Maybe it does. Let me know if y'all prefer the duels with music or not. Sometimes I leave it on, sometimes I don't. What can I say? My opponent and me are just trading fists. There we go. Like I said, going first is ideal in this deck because we just like to, you know, you need that setup. You really do. We got our Scapegoat. That's pretty good. Got Nimble Sunfish, that's pretty good. All right, we have a pretty beefy opening hand. Let's put it that way. Let's go ahead and say no to Pendulum Scales. We do not need to Pendulum Summon. It'd be really funny if Paleos had Pendulum Scales, or like Trap Pendulum Scales. That would be really cool if Paleos had that. That would be, like, really unique. You know, like, they're like regular Paleos, but instead of being monsters, they become pendulum scales. Would that matter in Paleos? Absolutely not. Would it be funny as hell? Yes. Yes, it would. Alright, so my opponent is going to summon forth turn shark. So this is some sort of Sharky deck. Specifically the rank 3 variety of Sharky deck, if I had to guess. If he's got shark stickers, then that pretty much says, oh, he's going for level 3s. Level 3s, rank 3s, 3/3s, lifeless leaf fish. Hey, boo-boo. Summoning crystal shark. Target a water monster, summon this card, have that monster's attack, and not summon except for exceeds monster. Yep. And can be treated as a rank or level 3 or 4 if need be. And so can this. So, yeah, my opponent has quite the established board. I mean, I don't know what he's going to make, but, you know, I've got Canadian to flip things face down if I need to. I've got my evacuation device. I'll probably flip him first. That way, I can compulse afterwards and, like, do the thing I want to do. Alright. Let's go for Canadian. Flip this face down. I flip of the Kraken. We'll say to that, Mr. Umi Control. Probably not Umi Control. I think people have gotten tired of Umi Control. Now it's just sharks. Alright. And now he's summoned forth this creature. What does it do? I don't even care. I compulse it. I compulse it because now I can bring back my Paleo and all will be good. Now, granted, I won't be able to do Scapegoat yet, but Scapegoat was more of the backup in case of Harpy's Feather Duster anyway. So I'm fine with this. Alright, so Trogon's on the board. He's entered the battle phase in frustration. Excellent. Ooh, Swap Frog. That almost worked. If I had my Nimble Angler, that would have been perfect. Sadly, I don't. Sadly, I don't. Let's see here. Let's normal summon Swap Frog. And we'll go ahead and use his effect just to empty out the deck a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and set another Swap Frog to the grave just to have that gone. And what do we want to make? Let me think about that. That's a good question. What do I want to make? I do need to use these two as materials if I wanted to make totally awesome. But more importantly, I could just make Sprite Sprine. That's probably even better. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send these two to the grave, summon out Sprite Sprine. Nice little tech in the deck. You know, Sprite players will use it, but we can use it just as well. We're going to send Nimble Angler to the grave. And I'll summon out 2 Nimble monsters. We're going to get our Momonga and get another Sunfish. Get 2 of them things. I suppose the only big question is, does he run the other... What's it called? Trappist. Yeah, let's go ahead for our Paleonomic, whose name I still can't pronounce. Paleozoic Anomacraurus. Let's see. Monster special summon. Let's go from card you control. Yeah, but I don't have that power yet. But I have a trap equipped, so now I can detach a material from my dude. Let's go ahead and attach Sunfish. Pop the Stealth Kraken. Maybe he has the other thing, but we'll see. I mean, I can beat over both of these, right? I mean, with my hand trap, I can. If he has 2 of them. Let's see. No, he just has the one. During the main phase, destroy a water monster upon controls. I mean, you could, but I'm unaffected by monster effects, so good luck with that. I'm afraid to say, sir. Let's go. Yeah, I'm immune to monster effects. Good effort. But I'm afraid it's not enough. Not enough to stop my Anomacraurus. He's just too beefy. But wait, now we can just summon back Kraken. Okay. And he gets a material. You know what? Let's bait out the Stealth Kraken. Might as well. Go for pixels. Beat over that Kraken again. I just don't want to have to deal with it. I really don't. And that'll end our turn. Realizing now, maybe Double A Zeus would have been an okay tech in here, but I've played enough Double A Zeus and Typhon. I don't really care to put them in everything. As much as most people would say do it, I'm like, dude, sometimes you gotta take it easy and just play Security Dragon. And the one link that Paleozoics have. They don't summon all that often, but it's still a nice card. It still works. Let's see. I'm still immune to monster effects, so I don't know if that weakens me or not. But you have special summon, sir. I could bounce you back to the hand. Does that help me? Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Because when it leaves the field, it's going to get banished instead, so that'll work. Good old Spryne. People always forget it has that other effect. Yeah, if it exceeds, this thing does even better for you. I usually just use this as late material later, but it works just fine here, as you can see. Buzzsaw Shark, you say? Okay. Let's see. Trap is sent from spell trap zone to the graveyard. I can't just pop his stuff. I detached my last material. Go forth, destroy the Buzzsaw Shark. I don't think that interrupts him or anything, but maybe it will. Oh, it does. Perfect. I mean, he'll get his stuff back, but it's what it is. It is what it is. Now, the only problem being that I kind of put Anomacralis in the wrong zone. So, it's like, I can activate Scapegoat, but it would do me very little good. So, let's not do that. Swamp Frog, you say? Interesting choice. Let me think about that. Summon out Swamp Frog and deck thin a little bit more. Why not? Go ahead. Activate a trap card. I won't see it. Thank you. Was that so hard? Thank you very much, sir. You are such a kind young man. Okay. Being a little bit too high on my horse there. But, you know. Like I said, anything that will... Any normal trap will trigger my cards to work. Let's see. I could get Opabinia. I can just start searching paleo traps. That's not a bad option. Or I could just go for straight up damage. Then again, this would be the same number if I made the frog. So let's just attack. Let's keep it nice and simple. We'll attack with everything, and I'll make another Xyz monster. I'll make my Opabinia. It'll have a trap as a material, and therefore, I'll be able to search out more stuff, detach more stuff, all the good stuff. Now, sadly, Anomacralis, he's not doing me any good anymore, but he's still unaffected by all monsters. So it's something. Alrighty, so main phase number 2. This is what we like to do. Let's make our Opabinia. Some might say make the Omni negate. I'm like, I've got Spright. That's fine. No, I don't want to bounce myself, but thank you for the offer. So let's go ahead and detach a material from our dude. Get ourselves a... I should also mention Opabinia has another effect, is that I can play my traps from my hand. This is very useful. Now, sadly, I still need to pay costs and things, so let's just get a Canadian. Always trust the Canadian, because it's a very useful card. And that ought to do for now. So we'll see where this goes. Sharks can be very scary. We will not say that they were out of the woods just yet. Not just yet. And I do need to... I don't need to have a trap as material to do that whole thing. Let's see. This card's summoned. Send a fish from the deck to the grave, except for itself. I imagine you're going to send another of that crystal shark so you can revive it. Or something. Unless that was your only one. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say indeed. I mean, I'm pretty set right now. I've got my Opabinia. What is this? Abyss Shark. Send this card from the hand. Add a monster from deck to hand. That's pretty good. That's a pretty gosh darn good effect. And granted, I can just bounce it, but he's probably going to... Well, if he's going to do that, he's going to search out something that'll allow him to combo anyway. That'd be the smart thing to do anyway. We'll see. We'll see. Dream Shark. Let's card for the hand. Card inflict damage. I will bounce the Shark of the Abyss. That way, that's not a problem. Does Dream Shark also change its level? No, it does not. And you're a 5, you're a 4. So that ought to work. All right. It's got Dream Shark on the board, got Lifeless Leaf Fish, but they are not compatible for Exceeds. That, however, is. And go forth, Canadian. Do the thing. Let's put Fish in defense. And I should have summoned a monster, but it's fine. My trap left the board, a Nocrolilus. Oh, hey, Compulse. Get that to my hand. Cool. I can't play it right now, but it's a nice trap to play. And what on earth does this do? Equip that monster. Ah, okay. So you're going to make yourself a little bit bigger. Gonna beat over my Spright Sprind, I see. I mean, unfortunate. True, and I really should have activated the, my Paleo there. I got a little bit too clicky. Little too clicky. Oh? You can use Krogan Spawn like that? Or, no, you can't. Okay, that's fine by me. And my opponent has surrendered. All right. Well, mistakes were made on both sides, but you still get the idea that this is what our deck continues to want to do. This time we went full on with the Paleos, didn't need no Avermax, none of that nonsense. No, we went full on Paleo. We got both of our Exceeds on the board with traps equipped, which just makes it at max power. Now, can we get another Paleo Exceeds that's just straight up a beat stick? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my Nacrolilus, even though I can't pronounce his damn name. But we could use a third one. Honestly, I'd say so. So, there's duel number 2. A nice back and forth. The Shark Exceed deck, I keep seeing it, and I don't know. It's a nice deck. I just feel like it's gotten too complicated with all these armored Exceeds cards. Keep it nice and simple, I say. But, yeah, let's go ahead for one more duel today. We got time for one more good one. Hopefully, it'll be a good one. That's what I always like it to be, especially for the 100 days. So, let's go for duel number 3. Hope for the best opponent ever. Nice back and forth, all the good stuff. And let's just go into it. See what other things we can do. Alrighty, everybody. The third and final opponent. Last Chance Romance, fighting third, all the good stuff. I went ahead and turned the music back on just to see how it feels. As for our opening hand, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a hand. Let's put it that way. It's a hand. So let's go for Nimble Beaver. Haven't gotten to show off my Nimble Beaver. And we're just going to go ahead and summon out like a Sunfish here. Be like, hey, I got a couple level 2s on the board. And make a Spyral Spright. That way I can just have, I can have a nice Link monster on the board. I got an Exceeds monster on top of that. I've got my hand trap. I got a couple of traps. I also have mother flipping Scapegoat, but I've already done Scapegoat, so it might be silly to say this, but I might just not do Scapegoat this time. Plus, I want to use my Paleos, too. I'm just going to set these. I'll keep this as a hand fodder, and let's see. The game just really, really, really wants me to do that. Silly me. I should have just summoned Opabini and kept those in my hand. Then he couldn't have done anything about it. Silly me, but alright, fine. You want me to go for Avram again? I hope not to. I'd rather go for like Nightmare Unicorn. Do different things. We'll see where this is going. I think I know what kind of deck this is. I just got this feeling. I know what this deck is. It's my old nemesis. Other than, I have many nemesis. Mostly it's Altergeist, but sometimes it's Monarch players. I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, where are all those crazy combos, Monarchs? Where's all that consistency, Monarchs? I tell you. I tell you, man. But anyway, he's got his Arfadu. You could have summoned this, Garat. Oh, I see you have your Dia. I see. Alright, get a Dia. Then you gotta get Mithra. Interesting choice. And we'll just go ahead and make Avermax just to say, screw you and your tribute summons. What are you gonna do about that? And that's what I thought. Alright, so my opponent didn't do nothing there. Let's go ahead and Oleanoids. Pop his middle card. The Monarchs erupt, you say? Okay. That'll work. I was really hoping for a beaver. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for a beaver. So, let's go ahead and activate Dynamicious. It's so vicious. I'm gonna banish Minthra. Just so I can, you know, get Olinoids back on the board. I want to do that. That's what I would like to do. What is this? Prime Monarch. Cool. What does this do again? 2 Monarch spell traps in the grave. Shuffle the deck. Draw 1 card. Does this seem like a situation where that's going to help you, brother? I don't think it will. I think you're in trouble. Because I can make a frog. If I really want to make a frog, I can make a frog. Am I going to make the frog? Not. It's the one thing I haven't summoned, isn't it? But I really want to make Opabinia. But then again, frog. But then Opabinia. Oh, screw it. I haven't summoned this guy out yet, so why not? We can summon Opabinia later. Let's just go ahead for the frog. You know? That's the name of the day. We're trying to show off this deck, the combos, the wombos, do's, not do's, all that good stuff. And at the very least, I want to try and summon out everyone for the extra deck I can. And I think barring the nightmares, we've done everybody. So I'm fine with this. So yeah, good old Toad is going to be doing his thing. We'll attach Olinoids to keep that in the graveyard. And bring out our last frog. Wait. Deck or face up on the field. No, I don't. I'm pretty sure that's isn't that my last frog? No, I had one more. Okay, I'll just keep that in my hand. Ooh, no. Can't allow that. No. No tributing my stuff. Give me that. Now, if I had a tribute monster, I could tribute you. But yeah, this is going to be the part where he tribute summons somebody. Who? I'm not sure. Probably Ebus. If I had to guess, it's Ebus. Although, why do you keep summoning Mithra? Why not Eidos? Eidos gives you an additional normal summon. So, I'm not sure what... Yeah. Of course, my other Swap Frog was there. So, yeah, that was... If I had used Swap Frog's effect, that would have been very bad. For now, though, I'm going to... mock you and your special summon locking by special summoning Sprite Pixies. And then I will battle. Clear this board once more. You know, Monarchs can be really annoying when they actually set up their lockdown, but when they don't, it's way easier. And my opponent surrenders. Alright. Well, a victory against Monarchs is always a victory in my book, because they're just a bunch of lockdown boys. And we know they'll escape any sort of lockdown situation by, well, going first and interrupting his flow. So, good on us. Let's go for the end screen today. We'll talk a little bit more about this deck. Alrighty, everybody. So, our Paleozoic deck went 3-0 today. We're on, that's 5 days in a row or so. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. We're on fire right now. You know, let's get no more defeats for the rest of the 100 days. That would be awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen, but if it does, that would be sweet. But regardless, the Paleozoic deck works pretty damn good. You know, you get your traps on the board, you interrupt your opponent's flow. Every time a new trap is played, yours or the opponent plays off of you getting impermed. That's a big thing in this deck. I didn't even mention, but, you know, if your opponent tries to imperm you, you're just going to get more monsters on the board. It's very nice. And, you know, the combos work very well. I really like the Nimble Angler Swap Frog combo, and it really works well with Spright as well. Nimble Angler, little underappreciated. We didn't get to see him, like, every time, but he is one of our most important dudes. You know, just send him to the grave, non once per turn, summon a bunch of Nimbles from the deck. So, you know, we got to show off like 95, 96% of what this deck can do. I think the only spicy thing we didn't get to do is Waking the Dragon, which is my counter Harpy's Feather Duster card to bring out big, annoying fusion monsters. But other than that, we got to show off most of what this deck can do, and I'm happy for it. So, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, smack the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Help us keep growing. We're at 806. Let's get to 810 by the 100 days end. That would be amazing. So, real quick, here's the deck list, and then we'll see what tomorrow... Actually, I had to finish tomorrow's deck. I'm actually... I got to build that today. But for today's deck, we run 3 copies of Sprite Pixies, which is both a body on the board and our hand trap. 3 copies of Swap Frog, because we run a lot of water monsters in this deck. And so we can just ditch those cards to the graveyard, send this guy out, get cards out of the deck, all that good stuff. Really pairs well with Nimble Angler. 3 Sunfish, because in case things don't go quite right in the first turn, then if this is destroyed, you can ditch Nimble Angler from the deck and then summon another Sunfish, so you go from 1 body to 3 really quickly, and that's not too shabby. It's also a water monster. 3 of the original Nimble Momonga. It's just like a cheesy little tech of mine. You know, there's other Nimble what was it? There are other Nimbles monsters that you could play here. Like there's Nimble Manta as well, if you really wanted to play that, or let's see. No, that's pretty much the only one. So yeah, Nimble Momonga. I like this guy. If he's destroyed, you get to summon 2 more copies of himself, and you gain life points, so that's pretty neat. 3 Nimble Anglers, because it's one of the most important Nimble monsters, sent to the grave from the hand or the deck. You just summon out 2 more Nimbles except for itself. Very nice card. 3 Nimble Beavers, because it's just normal summon himself, summon any other Nimble from the deck or the grave. So he's never a bad card at any point, unless you're just everything's banished or something, or everybody's in your hand. Then, you know, but other than that, Nimble Beaver, you know, normal summon, special summon somebody else, link them up for Sprind, go into Angler, etc., etc. That's the idea there. 1 Foolish Burial for just sending Angler to the grave. That's really the only reason for that. 3 Scapegoat for our alternate tech to making our link monsters. 1 Waking the Dragon as a spicy tech for countering Harpy's Feather Duster and the like. 3 Paleozoics for spell trap removal. 3 Dynamicious for removal of any face-up card. 2 Torrential Tributes, just in case your opponent's really womboing their combos and you want to interrupt that. 3 Hallucigenia, which could reduce a monster's attack by halved. And we also have triple Compulse to interrupt my opponent, bounce their cards back to their hand. And triple Paleozoic Canadian to flip monsters face down. For the extra deck, we have run 2 copies of Masquerena, just in case we want to go for both Avramax and Unicorn, who I just removed from the deck, in the same turn. We also have things like Security Dragon, which is another link too, which we use for making Avramax and the like. But he's completely generic, which is why we run the darn guy. So that's 1 tech there. We have Paleozoic's own link, which is Cambraster, which what does this do? Yeah, it switches set cards for your other Paleo cards, which can then be activated in the same turn. So not a bad card, but you need it specifically 2 Paleos to make it. So summoning it's not that easy to do. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just it's tricky to do. I mean, you can send your opponent's set cards to the graveyard in order to get this thing to set your own cards out, and you can also protect your set cards with it. So it's not quite a boss monster so much as it's a additional tech card. Of course, we also have Spright, amazing card, combos really well with the Nimbles and the like, sending Angler to the grave to get extra bodies on the board. Nightmare Phoenix, just more spell trap removal. Go to Avramax, you already know him, he's a defensive wall, and a beat stick in 1. 2 Opabinias is our main trap searcher, so long as we have a Paleo trap on it. It'll also allow me to play my traps from my hand to dissuade my, you know, it's there to trick my opponent. You know, he might see I only have like 1 card set. He won't know that the 3 cards on my hand are all trap cards, so nice little card there. 2 copies of Totally Awesome, which, you know, we don't always get to summon this guy, but he is an option. All of our boys are Aqua type, so why the heck not? We also have 1 copy of our Anomalocaris. I got it, yes. Nice. Anomalocaris is our big, beefy boss monster of a beat stick, which when my traps leave the board, I can draw, or I can exhibit cards. If I get a trap, I get it to my hand, otherwise it goes to the grave, all the good stuff. And he can pop stuff. It's not that crazy, but he's big and tough and big. That's important. Now, as for my targets for Waking, I went for the most annoying fusions: Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. There's also Last Warrior from Another Planet, but you know, I don't want to run that guy if I can help it. But he's like the most annoying fusion of them all. So that's the main and the extra. For the side deck, there's other hand traps. You want to go Ghost Sister, Spooky Dogwood, gain lots of life points. That's an option right there. Then really just like Sprites. Sprites are really good in this deck, just for the fact that you have a body on the board. You can just special summon, search, special summon, negate stuff, search, all that good stuff. Just Sprites are a nice combo with this Paleos as well, just for the dint of them being level 2. There's also Reproticus, which I considered in the deck, just as another generic link too, but it also can change monsters' types and attributes, so there's probably some snarky combos there. But anyway, that's today's deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. And tomorrow, day number 90, still working on the deck a little bit. We got Dino Wrestlers. We'll take a look at some Dino Wrestlers, some Dynamite, and we'll see how that goes. But until then, y'all stay safe and happy. Y'all have a wonderful day. Happy Good Friday. Y'all have a good one. Take care, everybody.